So let's continue. So let's say I have here the situation wherein an object is to travel a 10-meter distance. So let's express the velocity as a function of travel time in t in the unit of seconds. Okay, so let's examine this situation. We will be having a fixed distance, 10 meters. Okay, so there will be a 10-meter fixed distance, no? So for that, if we examine the situation, if we will be traveling, if we want to travel in a shorter amount of time, in a shorter seconds, in order for you to travel a certain distance in a faster amount of time, you need to move faster, which pertains to our velocity. So meaning to say, if I increase the velocity, I will be decreasing the amount of travel time, right? So for that, the velocity will typically depend on the amount of time we will be traveling. Okay? So let's have this. So the time is already given. Let's say that object will travel in 1 second. What would be the velocity of that object? How fast that the object moving? Okay? So we are given the amount of time, so this will be our input, our independent variable. What we don't know is the velocity. How fast is the object moving? So if it travel in 1 second, if we travel a 10-meter distance in 1 second, then the velocity will be in a faster pace, right? Compared to 2 seconds. So let's first identify what is the function for this situation. So if I have a velocity as a function of time, velocity is dependent to the time, then this should be a 10-meter distance divided by the time. So we will divide the time we will divide the distance, which is a fixed 10 meter, by time. Okay? Continue. So if I traveled at a speed at a time, if I travel 10 meters in 1 second, then my velocity will be 10 divided by 1, so this will be a 10 meter per second. If I travel 2 seconds, okay, so this will be 10 meters divided by 2 seconds, this will be 5. Okay, so this will be 5 meter per second. So if I travel a distance in 3 seconds, so this will be 3.3 meter per seconds. 10 divided by 4 will be 2.5 meter per second, and 10 divided by 5 is equal to 2 meter per second. Okay? So this is our function. Okay? Now let's try to represent this situation wherein the local barangay receive a budget of 100,000 pesos to provide a medical checkup for the children in the barangay. So the amount is to be allotted equally. So each children will be receive an equal amount coming from that 100,000 peso pot. Okay? So write an equation or function representing the relationship of allotted amount per children. So let us represent this as variable b versus the total number of children, represented the variable a. Okay? So there will be a fixed 100,000 pesos to be distributed to all the childrens. Okay? So to all the childrens. So if we will be having a lot of children, then each children will receive a smaller budget. So there will be a smaller allotment of budget per children. Okay? So for that, this 100,000 will be divided equally among the children. So, meaning to say, if we have the allotted amount, if we want to identify the allotted amount per children, so that will be B, which is a function of the total number of children. So B as a function of A, that will be equal to 100,000 pesos per number of children, total number of children. So let's say if the total number of children is 10, then the amount per children will be 100,000 divided by 10. Okay? So that will be 10,000 pesos. So each children will be receiving a budget of 10,000 pesos for their medical checkups. Okay? So if it will be 20, okay? So if it would be 20, then the total amount per children will be 5,000 pesos. Okay? So the budget decreases because the number of children that will share this 100,000 will be, because the amount per total number of children that will share this 100,000 increases. Okay? So if there are 50, then it will be 2,500 pesos. Okay? So if there will be 100, there will be 1,000 pesos. And if there will be 200, there will only be 500,000 pesos per children. Okay? Hope that is clear. Then, so this is our rational functions. Okay? Rational function. Okay? Next one. Suppose that the C of t, C is the concentration. Okay? The concentration amount of is a function of time. Okay, the concentration which is dependent to time is equal to 5t over t squared plus 1, wherein the concentration is expressed in milligram per ml. Represent the concentration of a drug in a patient's bloodstream. So let's construct a table of values for C of t given that the time is 1, 2, 5, and 10. So I would like to represent this in hours. So what would be the amount of what would be the concentration of the drug in the patient's blood after this for each successive hours? Okay, so let us use this table and sketch a graph interpreting this result. Okay, so we are given the function. We have here the function already. We just don't know what would be the concentration given that time. Okay, so maybe I would like to include 0, right? So what if there would be at 0 amount of time, that would be before the administration of drug, right? So 0 amount of time, what would be the concentration? So that will be 5 multiplied by 0 over 0 squared plus 1. Okay, we are using the function above. Okay, so 5 multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. 0 divided by 1 will be 0. So obviously, because you did not administer a drug, then the concentration of drug inside the patient bloodstream will of course be equal to 0. Okay, because 0 hours is before the administration. However, if we want to identify at 1, for example, the first hour, how much drug is present, what is the concentration of drug present in the bloodstream? So 5 multiplied by 1 will be 1 squared plus 1. So 5 over 1 squared, that will be 1 squared 1 plus 1 is 2. So the answer will be 2.50 milligram per liter. Okay, next one. If the second hour, how much drug is present in the patient's bloodstream? So that will be 5 multiplied by 2 over 2 squared plus 1. So that will be equal to 10 over 2 squared plus 1 is 5. Then that will be equal to 2.0. So there will be 2 milligram per ml present. So As the time increases, the amount or the concentration of the drug in the bloodstream decreases. Okay? C of 5 at fifth hour. So maybe I will expect a decreased amount, right? So 5 raised to 5 over 5 squared plus 1. So that will be 25 over 25 plus 1 will be 26. So that will be equal to maybe almost 1, no? So I think I need to use a calculator. So 0.962. Okay? I think I would like to round up to the two decimal places. So 0.96. And C of 10 is equal to 5 multiplied by 10 over 10 squared plus 1. So this will be 50 divided by 10 squared plus 1 is 101. So this will be equal to almost 0.50. So the concentration decreases as the amount of time increases. Okay? So that's why when you drink a if you have a something painful in your body, right? If you are sick, that is why we need to drink your medicine for a specific amount of time, because the amount of drug in your bloodstream decreases. So the effectivity, the amount of drug that will need to cure the infection decreases. So that is why you need to administer drug at a specific amount of time. Okay? So let's try to graph this one. So we are given the table of values. So would like to write here. So I want to have an increment of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay? Okay. So this x-axis, the horizontal axis, of course, the input, the independent variable. So this will be time. The output, which is C of t, the concentration, because the concentration depends on the time based on the function. So let's try to plot. So before the administration of drug, our concentration of drug will of course equal to 0 because we didn't administer the drug first. Next, if the amount of time increases, let's say at the first hour, so this is the first hour, middle of the two, how much drug is present? That is 2.50. So 2.50 around here. Okay, so around here. Okay, next, at the second hour, the concentration become 2 milligram. So this will be 2 second hour. Okay, second hour, the concentration become 2. Okay, so we have here. Now next, at the fifth hour, the concentration became 0.96 milligram ml. So it decreases. So we will be having here at 5, I think around here, at 0.96 around here. Okay, so and lastly at 10, how much is the drug present? So at 10th hour, the drug decreases to 0.50. So I think this will be here. Okay, now let us plot. Okay, so as you can see, at the first part of time, which is the first hour, the amount of drug present in the bloodstream is at the totally highest value given on the table of values. So it is here. So followed at the second hour, it gradually decreases. So it decrease. So it decreases gradually until at a certain amount of time that the amount of drug, the concentration of drug become undetected. Okay, so hopefully you learn how to represent a situation in a rational function, how to fill up a table of values, and how to graph a table of values.